Hi and welcome to the quick start guide for using the Lasercutter here at Ravensbourne College. Okay, so first off I'm going to start with our Illustrator file. As you can see here we've got a monkey which is written in black. That's the area that's going to be what's called engraved. As you can see, here's an example of an engraving. And also now we have the line drawing. Okay, so the lines, this is the area that it's going to cut out. And so then eventually we'll end up with something that looks like this, which has been cut out of a green acrylic. Okay, so now we're ready to start. The first things first, once we've created our file within Adobe Illustrator, it doesn't matter what format, I'm using CS5 here, we can then go and get the laser template from online. So to do that we go online and we go to the wiki. So we go to the main, type in www.brave.ac.uk/intranet and press return. Okay, and this will bring up our intranet page. Now if we go down onto the wiki and down into Faculty of Design and Equipment and go up here to Lasercutter. Okay, so what I want to do is we download the Illustrator template. Also on here we've got a written PDF file format, so this runs through also written instructions on how to use the Lasercutter. So click on the Illustrator template, click Save, pick a sensible agent. I tend to create a new folder, so if we go New and call it Lasercutter, so it's always there on your desktop to use. Okay, and we click Open. So Laserbed template, Lasercutter, Open. Okay, save. Right, now we can close down that and I can go back into Illustrator. Now what we want to do is open up our template we've just downloaded. So we go File and then we'll go to New from Template. Okay, so we'll go to Desktop, down to find where it's in Lasercutter. There we go, there's my Laserbed template and I can go New now. Right, okay, so as we can see on the screen here, what we have is the Laserbed. So this is the maximum size that you can create your objects, and the maximum size is 450 by 810 millimeters. So now what we've got to do is set up our file so that it's ready once we can press print and it goes across down into this software down here, ULS Engrave. But before we do that we need to set up our drawing and make sure it's the correct size. So I'll go across to my monkey silhouette, I'll highlight it all, I'll go Edit, now Copy, I'll paste that into my, just across into my Laserbed template. And now I'll make it a bit smaller because it's only a demonstration, so I only need to show you what's going on. Okay, so there we go. Right, now we're ready to basically set the drawing up. In order to, when we go across into our ULS software, basically the areas that we want to cut, so this will be the outline. If I just zoom in a bit, so we go to about 100%. So if we go down there and across a bit, up. So the areas that we want to cut are the surrounding monkey area, and the areas we want to engrave is the lettering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create two new layers. So across here we've got our layers, like in Photoshop. So we'll create a new layer. We'll call one layer lettering. So lettering, okay, and we'll call layer 1. Double click on it and we'll call this cut. Okay, so we've got our two layers here. Click OK. Right, now what we want to do is I want to select my writing, so there, hang on. Right, I want to select the writing. I'm going to go Edit, I'm going to cut that. Go back into, cut. Go out of that. I go into there and I want to paste it, just going to paste it onto there and relocate it just so it's on a different layer. So now what I can do is switch off monkey and then I can switch off cut as well. So right, so switching off lettering, Okay. What we want to do now is just select our monkey. Okay, the area again, as I said, that we're going to cut, and we can go up here. Right, in here, because we've opened up the laser template, it's got all the colours that we need. As I was talking about, red is the one that we use to cut, so this will go right through the material. So I'll select the red colour, and also the stroke has to be 0.001. Otherwise, the ULS software that we go to across to next won't pick up the cut area. So that's once that's done. Okay, so that's all ready and correct. And now I'm ready to just do the writing as well. So the writing we can leave black because black will just engrave. So that is all fine now. So we're ready to basically go across. Now that we've added our line thicknesses and our colouring to the lettering, we are now ready to save our document onto our USB stick. So just input my USB stick and go File, Save As, then we'll go and locate our USB stick. Always good to save as a copy as well, guys, on your desktop. So, and I'll create a new folder, call it Lasercutter, so it's easy to locate. Okay, so double click on there and we'll call it key. And save. So just save as an Illustrator. Right, this is important as well, guys. Okay, up here we'll have the version. I'm using CS5. On the Lasercutter though, however, it's using CS4. So in order to be able to open up our file, we need to just select, make sure that it's backdated. So select CS4. If you're using CS4, then it's fine. You can just go ahead and save. So select CS4, click OK. Yes. And that will save it. Now we're ready to take our file across. We are now ready to transfer our file across onto the Lasercutter computer. So, what we do, plug my USB in and we'll go to our computer screen. On here, we'll open up our USB. So it's just locating, and I'll go up to Lasercutter and I'll drag monkey across. Because I'm doing this on my laptop for demonstration purposes, the setup on the Lasercutter computer is a bit different as it uses Windows XP. So we'll have our start menu down here and so on, and then you'll go across to open up when you're opening up stuff. So right now we've got our monkey file on our desktop. We can open up Illustrator. So if I go Illustrator, okay, now we're in Illustrator, we can just open up our file. So, you know, that file, open, monkey, okay, so that's on our desktop. We'll go to monkey, open up. Right, and there our file is. Okay, great. If I go to 100%, I'll go down a bit, so 66.7. Okay, we can see everything is there and correct. Right, so now we've got that. We're ready. The file's all set up correctly, so now we want to go File, Print, and Printer PLS 6.6. That's all correct. It should automatically have the correct settings. So now we can press Print. Right, so now that we've done that, we're ready to go into what's called the Universal Laser Systems program. So that's down here. So here we got on our control panel, we can see it. It'll be red on the Lasercutter computer. So now if we click on that, we can see that the file has been successfully transferred across. If it doesn't appear like it does on the Illustrator file, then you've got a problem with your file, and basically certain things might need to be changed. So please get the help of either Jake or John to help you with that. Okay, now that we've successfully brought our CAD file across, we can now ready to laser cut. So you place your materials within the laser cutter as shown in the previous video, and now we're ready to set the laser cutter up so it can cut that material. We need to tell the system basically what material we're using. So in order to do this, we go down to settings and we go across to materials database. We're using an acrylic for this, so I'll go down to plastic, acrylic, and I'll type in thickness. We're using 5mm acrylic, so that's okay, and I'll press OK. So now if I go across to settings and I go to manual control, we can see that for our red colour here, it will use these settings. So any area it's red, it will use this setting, and anywhere it's black, it will engrave. So as you can see, on the engraving settings, the power is a lot less, the speed is a lot faster, and the PPI is a lot less, so therefore it won't cut through the material and will just engrave. And on the red we've got power of 100, the speed 0.9, and the PPI is 1000. If you can't find the material in the database, you might have to just try and choose the material that's closest to it, and then you can manually change the settings, and then you write down the settings that you've used and use them. So every time we bring a file in, we need to set the materials. Okay, so every time we press print from Illustrator into this software, we need to go into our settings and reset the materials. Okay, so that's all ready to go, and press OK. Right, as I was talking about, because it's demonstration purposes and I'm doing this on my laptop, it shows that the laser cutter is disconnected. On the proper computer, this will show up as connected, idle, and up here, well, this will be green. And also down, we're allowed to use our basic view, focus view, estimated view, and relocate. The one that we use on here a lot will be focus view, so that allows us to basically click, and where we click, the laser cutter will move within the physical space to that area, so therefore we can align up pieces and so on, like so. Okay, now we're ready, everything's set up. We've transferred our file across from Illustrator. We know all the colors are correct because they've shown up in our ULS software correctly. Now we're all ready to do is literally press play. So up here this will be green, so click on there and away we go, and that completes how to use the laser cutter.